Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where skincare is all about progression over perfection because perfection doesn't exist. I feel like we've all had a bit of skincare launch fatigue. Every brand, every celebrity, everybody's everything, they're all launching skincare products and it's really hard to edit and shuffle through all the new launches and see what's actually good, what's worth the money, what's kind of exciting, what's not. So today I wanted to share some skincare launches that I've actually really been enjoying that I personally think would be worth your money and worth giving a go. And I'm going to start with a sponsored product, and that is from Dermatica. Now, you know I'm a fan of their skincare line, but they're also known for doing personalized products kind of fit to your skincare needs and concerns. And I don't know whether this is a new launch, but it's new to me. This is their vitamin C 15% fresh batch ascorbic acid. Now, you may have noticed the word fresh batch, and that is because they're made in fresh batches upon your purchase, upon your order. They're shipped within 7 days of your order in an airless pump as well. That's to ensure maximum freshness, potency, and that it doesn't degrade, because we know that is an issue when it comes to vitamin C, purely because of the type of packaging it's in. So luckily we have a stable form of vitamin C in a fresh batch in an airless pump bottle, so you're going to get your vitamin C as fresh as possible. Now, I'm going to be honest, we all know I'm not the biggest fan of vitamin C, but as my skin matures, as I've mentioned, I'm trying to integrate more vitamin C products into my routine because really for the antioxidant properties. We know that free radical damage, UV damage can break down collagen and elastin in your skin, so that used with daily use sunscreen is the perfect combination. Also potentially helping to brighten skin tone, even out skin tone. What's nice about this one as well is a lot of vitamin C is coming like this oily, kind of like heavy kind of texture, but a lot of the newer vitamin C's come in this really nice hydrating formulation. And that's because we have glycerin in here, so it has that nice hydrating kind of serum-y kind of feel and a ceramide complex as well. I'm also able to use this serum over areas of slight irritation like my breakouts here and when my rosacea flares up. And you can try this for 25% off with my code JamesW, which also works with other products in the cosmetics range. And if you want to try their personalized formula, you can use my code JamesW20 and get your first month for only £2.90 and then 20% off your second month. And that's usually £24.99 a month. So yeah, give it a go and let me know what you think. And thank you again to Dermatica for sponsoring this segment of today's video. Okay, let's get into the next launch that I am really excited about. This is Remedy. This is by Dr. Shah. You may know him from TikTok and here on YouTube. And honestly, after how much I love the brand Prequel, which is Dr. Sam Ellis's brand, I'm excited for dermatologist brands to launch. Now, I didn't know a lot about the brand launch. There wasn't a lot of teasing leading up. You know, usually people drop like the ingredients and, you know, like a little sneak peek at the packaging. But the day before, I jumped on a Skype, Zoom, whatever it's called, Google Hangout with Dr. Shah himself, and I got to look through all the ingredients, the products, the website, a few of the before and afters and the trials that they've been doing. And first of all, I was like, oh, the packaging's amazing. I love the font. But when he showed, where is it? When he showed me in particular this remedy for dark spots, I was like, how the fuck have they gotten so many incredible, amazing ingredients, like a lot of them, into one serum, first of all, formulated into one serum that's not going to smell and also isn't going to bother my skin? Because I have rosacea, my skin's easily sensitized because I fucked it up from being a skincare influencer. But out of the remedy for pore size and for dark spots, which I'm using both of at the moment, the pore size is probably more the one that I need right now, and the dark spots is probably the one that actually stood out to me, as I mentioned, because of the sheer amount of ingredients. And I'll be honest, I was a little bit nervous because I was like, I really want to support this brand. Dr. Shah is one of a handful of dermatologists who I really trust online, but I was like, what if my skin just can't handle this? However, my skin is absolutely fine with this. In fact, it's really been enjoying it so far. Can you see the spot getting redder as I'm filming? So in here we have 0.1% encapsulated retinol. I don't tell you what that's all about. Mandelic acid, which is a gentle AHA. Oh, where's the camera? There it is. 1% kojic acid, which I feel like isn't in enough skincare. Again, to help with dark spots. And we have glutathione, again, to help with dark spots. Licorice root, 3% tranexamic acid, 5% niacinamide, 1% silymarin, which I've never heard of before, but this is milk thistle derived flavonoid that helps prevent new dark spots and offers profound hang on, photoprotective benefits, along with glycerin, squalane, turmeric root extract. We have, what else? We have green tea, we have turmeric root extract, we have mandelic acid. Did I say it? I think I said that. Licorice root extract, glycerin, squalane, ceramides. There is everything in here. It's like the chemists were like, what do you want? And Dr. Shah was like, yes, everything. And all of this is in such a nice, lightweight, soothing feeling kind of texture. There is a slight smell to it that you would expect, honestly, from something with so many key ingredients in, so many actives. We're not talking hot dog water or like overcooked meat or sulfur. It's hard to, you know how bad my fragrance reviews are, but it's almost like a very, very diluted metallic smell that disappears the moment it's on your skin. You cannot smell it. So I've been using this solidly for about a week. So I'm still waiting for some kind of, transformation. Honestly, my skin is quite even anyway, other than my rosacea. But as far as like getting all these core ingredients onto my skin without any irritation, it's been incredible, especially as I'm using it alongside Remedy for pore size, alternating. Now, obviously Remedy know that you can't change the size of your pores, but it can help with the appearance of enlarged pores. So in here we have 0.3% encapsulated retinol, 1% encapsulated salicylic acid, 5% niacinamide, green tea, perlite, and kinetin, which helps improve skin texture and helps minimize pores. So this is more for me at the moment. It's got that very gentle exfoliation with all the benefits that somebody with a combination skin like mine can benefit from. Again, no irritation whatsoever. None at all. The instructions do say use a pea-sized amount, but I've actually been using a little bit more just because I feel like I have a giant forehead and I do need to use that little bit extra. But so far, so good. For me, it's always a test of, will this new product irritate my skin before I start seeing results? And so far, no irritation, and hopefully soon I'm going to start seeing results. Early days still, but I'm excited by these for sure. And also their lip product is incredible. It's just like, do you know what it's like? It's like a diluted Vaseline in the sense that it feels like you're getting that protection and coverage, but you're not getting that greasy kind of like heavy feeling to it. It feels watery. But the main lip product I want to talk about is the Softwear lip product by Experiment. I have been trialing this as a lab sample for the longest time, and I ran out and I was like squeezing the tube to within an inch of its life to try and get out the last remnants before this launch because I love it so much. I think at a time where brands are constantly launching the same 4 tinted lip products, it's kind of exciting and almost beneficial to have a product like Softwear. And what I mean by that is a lot of the time when it comes to like tints and colors and fragrances within lip care, it can make your lips a lot drier. So to have just a very good lip product sounds very basic, but this kind of like is a good basic lip product in typical Experiment fashion where it's just that little bit more than your average, a lot more than your average. So we have squalane, glycerin, hydroxycaprylic acid, petroleum, and water in here. So 7% water and glycerin. Glycerin is kind of like Experiment. I've mentioned this before, Experiment's thing. I've said this before somewhere, maybe on TikTok, I don't know. And that's the thing with lip products is they usually lack that hydration. So to have water and glycerin in here, usually lip products don't have water in it. You can really feel that hydration on your lips, that not just like Vaseline-y feel, but that almost like you toned and then Vaselined. Then 0.2% hydroxycaprylic acid. This is a gentle chemical exfoliant and an AHA that helps stimulate cell turnover to smooth crusty lips without irritation. Then pomegranate sterols and petroleum working as occlusives. And then 63% squalane, so a non-sticky moisturizing type ingredient. It's just a lip balm like I've never felt a lip balm before. I love it. I actually ordered, this literally just arrived today. This was the gifted one. And upon launch, because I've been using the lab sample, I had to buy 2 extras and I will probably buy more. This is for in here. This is for my dog walking jacket. This will be for my bathroom. I need one for every room in the house. I need one for every pocket. Extras in case I lose them because I just love this. I want this lip balm everywhere and at reach at all times. Circling back to dermatologist brands, this is Prequel's Sun Barrier Mineral Sunscreen, broad spectrum SPF 50 PA4+. Now they describe this as a semi-transparent sunscreen, and yes, it is mineral, so it does have that slight white cast, but not as much as other mineral sunscreens do. And I'm still a little bit brown. I'm not white, so even like the tiniest cast is usually an issue for me, to be honest, especially around the hairline, in the eyebrows, around the beard line. I look a little bit sick. This one doesn't do that. It has a very slight tint to it, which I think helps, but it does just look like my normal skin tone. If you are darker than me, I think you may still struggle. So this has a few interesting ingredients that, again, I've never really heard of before. I'm going to be honest with overview. This has bioactive antioxidant compounds to reduce irritation, tetrahydrocurcuminoids that scavenge free radicals, reduce irritation, and increase skin brightness. Then we have pongamia to reduce skin stress, high purity photostable extract that helps reduce the skin stress after UV exposure and environmental aggressors. And then we have Bisabol, Centella asiatica, and Calendula, which I've heard of before, to help with the appearance of redness. I believe there's no real evidence that chemical sunscreens can irritate the skin more than physical, right? It's just down to your skin. However, as somebody with rosacea, I do find certain chemical UV filters to be irritating and more so triggering for my rosacea prone skin. When it comes to summer, I have two options. I can go out in the sun with no sunscreen on and flare up, or I can go out in the sun with sunscreen on, protected, and flare up. So obviously I'm gonna go for the protection flare up, right? However, with this, there is no there is no I got excited then. There is no irritation whatsoever. Yes, I do have my chemical sunscreens, which if they don't flare me up, they sting my eyes. The Haru Haru ones are amazing. They're so good. Saying that, there are a fair few chemical sunscreens that do not irritate my skin or sting my eyes or anything like that. But what I love about this one is it just feels like nothing in the best way. In the best way, it feels like there's nothing on my skin. It feels like I've moisturized my skin and I could go out knowing that I'm not going to flare up in any way. My eyes aren't going to sting. It's just another amazing sunscreen to add to the maybe 10's quite a lot actually. The couple of handfuls of sunscreens that I know I can rely on as somebody with rosacea. Yeah, I just like it. I just like it. But one of the key things I love about this is the finish on the skin. There's something about it that just kind of like makes your skin look more radiant. It just adds that little bit more of like an evenness to it. And I think that's because of what they describe as a peachy hue within this product. It's not like tone up, you know, like Korean tone up stuff. It's just like this kind of like natural-ish skin tone, like the lightest part of my skin tone kind of hue that just makes me look a little bit more radiant. So yeah, I've been loving this so much, so much. Beekman 1802, this is their oil eliminating foaming gel cleanser with succinic acid and pineapple ceramides and vegan goat milk. I mentioned this in previous video, depending on when it comes out. If you have an oily T-zone, right? If you're a combination, or if you're very oily and you want that excess oil to be dealt with within a non-stripping kind of way, this is the perfect cleanser to go for. We have the succinic acid, which really does care for that excess sebum. And because this is their new like vegan range, we have pineapple ceramides in here to help with your skin barrier, and their vegan goat milk, which they say is a breakthrough biotech milk that reverse engineers the skin benefits of goat milk to target oily and combination skin. So they've been able to kind of mimic all the benefits of goat milk, which includes sugarcane lactic acid, 17 oat amino acids to help with the skin barrier, vitamins and minerals to nourish the skin, 26% pea protein to help plump the skin, 9% coconut fatty acids to deeply hydrate, and 54% fruit prebiotics to balance this microbiome. And this is like, I always do this, but you can hear it. It's this jelly, watery jelly texture that, as I mentioned, really does give you a nice deep cleanse without stripping your skin completely. I know in summer, I'm gonna need this. I'm gonna love this. The greasiness, the oil that comes out of me in the summer, this is gonna be able to gently cleanse all this away because I cleanse twice a day in the summer, and this is gonna do it without irritating my skin. I love this. Hydration has been great with this. They also sent me, their vegan goat milk pore minimizing facial toner and their shine control gel cream moisturizer, but I can't test these just yet until I'm done with Remedy at the moment. They're next in line though, but I'm really in particular looking forward to trying the niacinamide pore minimizing facial toner. So yes, those are some of the products that I'm really excited for. I'm trying. I have already tried months ago and absolutely loved. Thank you again to Dermatica for sponsoring today's video. All the product links, discount codes, and terms and conditions I will put in the description. Let me know if you're loving any of these, if you want to try any of these or any products, new launches that you're genuinely loving. Let me know in the comments. You've got some more product reviews here, some general light entertainment here, and I'll see you over there.